ఎన్నో ఇంజనీరింగ్ మెడికల్ కాలేజెస్కి అధిపతిగా ఉండే వీరు విద్యావేత్తగా ముఖ్యంగా మైనారిటీల హక్కులకి పోరాడుతాను అని చెప్తున్న వీరు ఏం చేయబోతున్నారు? నిమ్రా ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ సొసైటీ వ్యవస్థాపకులు,
నిమ్రా గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ కాలేజెస్ విజయవాడ,
సాకిబ్ రసూల్ ఖాన్ గారు. వారు ఈసారి ప్రత్యక్ష రాజకీయ బరిలోకి దిగబోతున్నారు అని చెప్పి అంచనాలు వినిపిస్తున్నాయి. మీరు తెలుగు మాట్లాడతారా సార్? కొద్దిగా
या आई नो तेलुगु बट आई वुड लव टू स्पीक. मैं चाहता हूं कि मैं अपनी जबान से बात करूं और मेरी जबान दिल से बात करता है.
बिल्कुल.
जब कोई अल्फाज दिल से निकलते हैं तो दिल तक जाते हैं.
It is very surprising for people because you don't need to do all of this.
This is the need of the hour that the minorities should know how to fight for the rights. Minorities are left alone. सामने हमारे कोई लीडर चाहिए, हम उनके पीछे झंडा पकड़ के चलने की कोई जरूरत नहीं.
Countrywide we don't have proper representation. Is that what is happening?
Where do we have representation? Do we have a proper representation in the parliament? कि आपने कितने सेशंस ऑफ असेंबली देखे हैं जिसमें माइनॉरिटीज के बारे में डिस्कस होता है? इट्स ए पैथेटिक कंडीशन दैट मुसलमान आज मरने के बाद खबर के लिए भी पैसे दे के खबर खरीदना पड़ता है, जबकि हजारों एकड़ वक्फ बोर्ड की जमीन खेती बाड़ी के लिए दी गई है और हम 4 थैले चावल और 4 थैले गेहूं के ऊपर बहुत खुश हो जाते हैं. कॉन्टेस्ट इलेक्शन, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गेट ओनली वोट्स फ्रॉम माइनॉरिटीज.
Yes.
It is votes of all my Hindu and Muslim brothers together, brothers and sisters together.
2 సార్లు 3 సార్లు జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారిని కలిశారు అని వినికిడి గతంలో కూడా. అండ్ అలాగే అటు టీడీపీ నుంచి కూడా మీకు పిలుపు వచ్చిందని కూడా మాకు తెలుసు. కానీ వైసీపీని ఎంచుకోవడానికి మీ కారణం ఏంటి?
Jaganmohan Reddy is a man who has a soft corner and a clear vision about minorities. What YSRCP Reddy sir has given to minorities is a remarkable gift which generations to come will remember.
Of criticism that happens, there is a lot of
swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
In my interview, if I don't ask you the wonderful influence మీ తల్లి గారి పాత్ర మీ ప్రయాణంలో.
Shadan means happiness.
Yes.
And she has spread happiness in thousands of people.
Welcome to this candid conversation. నిమ్రా ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ సొసైటీ వ్యవస్థాపకులు అండ్ చైర్పర్సన్గా విద్యావేత్తగా అందరికీ సుపరిచితులైన సాకిబ్ రసూల్ ఖాన్ గారు. అండ్ ఈ తరుణంలో ఎన్నో ఇంజనీరింగ్ మెడికల్ కాలేజెస్కి అధిపతిగా ఉండే వీరు విద్యావేత్తగా అలాగే రాష్ట్రం కోసం వారి ప్రణాళికలు ఏమిటి అండ్ ముఖ్యంగా మైనారిటీల హక్కులకి పోరాడుతాను అని చెప్తున్న వీరు ఏం చేయబోతున్నారో మాట్లాడబోతున్నాం నేరుగా వారితోటి. వీ హ్యావ్ విత్ అస్ ఎడ్యుకేషనిస్ట్, ఫిలాంథ్రపిస్ట్ అండ్ వెరీ వెల్ నోన్ పబ్లిక్ ఫిగర్ Saqib Rasool Khan Saab with us here on this candid conversation. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
First of all, Anni Amari, you are born in the lap of luxury and you have a very comfortable life. It is really surprising that you're foraying into something like politics?
Very honestly, this decision has not been taken under the pressure or under something, but I personally feel this is the need of the hour.
Right.
This is the need of the hour, that the minorities should know how to fight for the rights. And it is actually, आज के ज़माने में जो current position of minorities in the country है,
जी.
उसको देखते हुए मैं पर्सनली चाहता हूं कि YSRCP से इस बार कॉन्टेस्ट करूं. मौका मिलने के ऊपर मैं ज़रूर इंटरेस्टेड रहूंगा और पूरी तरीके से कोशिश करूंगा कि माइनॉरिटीज़ को जहां तक है
जी.
उनके हक के बारे में उनको मालूम हो. आज आप देखिए, प्रेजेंट कंडीशन ऑफ द country is minorities are stepping back from politics. What is the reason of stepping back from politics? Minorities are not actively participating in politics. आप देखिए, हम जैसे कि एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस चला रहे हैं आंध्रा में. मैं पिछले 30 साल से
जी.
विजयवाड़ा में हूँ और पिछले 30 साल से मैं पल्स ऑफ द कम्युनिटी देख रहा हूँ वहाँ पे. वी आर एजुकेशनली बैकवर्ड, वी आर फाइनेंशियली बैकवर्ड, we are politically backward. There is no representation of minorities. State bifurcate होने के बाद minorities are left alone in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The minorities are left on their own. और जो भी हम हमारी तरफ से जो political leaders चुन के आ रहे हैं वहाँ पे, they are doing their best, but we need to do harder.
Very idealistically, we always keep talking about common people coming into politics, but today's situation is such that people who are not financially stable cannot dare come into politics and sustain. Is that true, sir, from your experience?
I don't think financially strong or financially stable are only allowed to enter into politics.
जी.
ये जो परसेप्शन बना है, एक ऐसी छवि छोड़ी गई है कि आपके पास 100 करोड़ होंगे तो आप इलेक्शन लड़ पाएंगे, आपके पास इतने करोड़ होंगे तो आप इलेक्शन लड़ पाएंगे. इलेक्शन पैसों से नहीं लड़ा जाता है
जी.
इलेक्शन आपके काम से लड़ा जाता है. इलेक्शन आपने क्या किया कम्युनिटी के लिए उसके बेसिस पे लड़ा जाता है. आप क्या करना चाहते हैं, योर विजन शुड बी वेरी क्लियर. पैसे से इलेक्शंस को कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ठीक है, योर ओन आइडियोलॉजी शुड वर्क बिहाइंड इट. What is your vision and why do you want to enter into politics is very important. आजकल की जनरेशन में ये हो गया है कि I want to become a doctor, I want to go to America, I want to become engineer, I want to go into software. Why not? We are not focusing towards becoming a politician. We are not focusing towards becoming an IPS officer. We are not becoming IAS officers. We are not entering into the administration. Always, I have come across a very interesting interview of somebody just recently. He said it very clearly. Why do minorities need somebody to stand in front of them? सामने हमारे कोई लीडर चाहिए, हम उनके पीछे झंडा पकड़ के चलने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. I want to teach my young generation, I want to show them to be a leader, how to become a leader.
जी.
मैं नहीं चाहता, अगर मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है तो मैं कोई 25-50 साल और लड़ने वाला इलेक्शन हूँ नहीं. 1 या 2 टर्म लड़ूंगा. इस 2 टर्म में मैं हज़ारों मुसलमानों को ट्रेन करूंगा हाउ टू बी ए पॉलिटिकल लीडर बाय देमसेल्फ. दैट इज माय विजन.
With due respect to the existing leaders
Yeah.
Representing the minority communities, do you believe that countrywide we don't have proper representation? Is that what is happening?
Where do we have representation? We are representing our own constituencies, small areas. Do we have a proper representation in the parliament? Do we have proper representation in the assembly? Do you think that आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस के साथ बोलिए कि आपने कितने सेशंस ऑफ असेंबली देखे हैं जिसमें माइनॉरिटीज़ के बारे में डिस्कस होता है? What are we talking about when it comes to the minorities? We are talking about शादी ब्याह. We are talking about small schemes. It's a pathetic condition that मुसलमान आज मरने के बाद खबर के लिए भी पैसे दे के खबर खरीदना पड़ता है, जबकि हज़ारों एकड़ वक्फ बोर्ड की ज़मीन खेती बाड़ी के लिए दी गई है और हम 4 थैले चावल और 4 थैले गेहूं के ऊपर बहुत खुश हो जाते हैं. Do you really think that minorities need 4 bags of rice from thousands of acres which belongs to Waqf land, why they are not being converted into graveyards where the Muslims can be buried free of cost, why हमको किसी के सामने हाथ फैलाना है। एक मुसलमान अपनी ज़िंदगी भर किसी के घर में नौकर चाकर काम करने वाले बन के अपनी ज़िंदगी गुजारते हैं, उसके मरने के बाद उसकी औलाद आजू बाजू वालों से भीख मांग के कफन और दफन का इंतज़ाम करना पड़ता है। Is it not our responsibility? Is it not the responsibility of financial stable people to make sure that they are helping the weaker community, weaker section? मैं minority इसीलिए बोलता हूँ कि if I am going to contest election, I am not going to get only votes from minorities.
Yes.
It is votes of all my Hindu and Muslim brothers together, brothers and sisters together. इस माहौल में ये कंडीशन दोनों तरफ से है,
जी,
दोनों तरफ से भी उतने बुरे हालात हैं। आप बोलिए एमएलए बन के क्या आपका काम रोड पे नारियल बेचने वालों से पैसे लेना है? क्या आपका काम, आप ये देखिए, irony of the story is, I have seen, because I am there from 30 years, I have seen एक भजिया तलने वाला रोड पे बैठ के भजिया तल रहा है और उसने आपको 25 साल से वोट दिया है और वो आज भी भजिया तल रहा है, और 25 साल पहले आप एक स्कूटर के ऊपर आके इलेक्शन लड़ते हैं और आज आप करोड़ों रुपए के मालिक हैं। वोट देने वाला गरीब और वोट लेने वाला अमीर कैसे होता है, ये मैं देखना चाहता हूं पॉलिटिक्स में जाके, और इसको जड़ से निकालना चाहता हूं
जी,
कि वोट देने वाला अमीर हो, उसके रास्ते गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स, आपके पर्सनल आप किसी को हेल्प करना चाहिए। ऐसे नहीं है कि बस पब्लिक आपको वोट देती है और आप उस पर मुसल्लत हो जाएंगे इतने साल के लिए, वो भजिया ही तलते रहे और आप करोड़ों रुपए कमाते चले जाएं। दैट इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू इरेडिकेट व्हेन आई एंटर इनटू पॉलिटिक्स।
దాదాపు ఈ గత 10-15 సంవత్సరాల్లో మీకు ఈ తలంపు రాలేదా రాజకీయాల్లోకి రావాలనే ఆలోచన? మీరు తెలుగు మాట్లాడతారా సార్ కొద్దిగా?
या आई नो तेलुगु, बट आई वुड लव टू स्पीक। मैं चाहता हूं कि मैं अपनी जबान से बात करूं और मेरी जबान दिल से बात करता है।
बिल्कुल,
जब कोई अल्फाज दिल से निकलते हैं तो दिल तक जाते हैं। अल्फाजों का हेर फेर तो सिर्फ जबान से होता है। जबान से आप कोई भी लैंग्वेज है, మేము తెలుగులో కూడా మాట్లాడొచ్చు, బై వీ కెన్ స్పీక్ both in both languages, but I am asking, Urdu is also a term of language in Andhra.
yes,
Urdu is also a regional language in Andhra. This is what I wanted to teach my young generation, that language barriers should not be there. There is no need of language, there is no need of finance to be in politics. Your intentions and your visions should be clear.
जी,
तो मैं इसीलिए चाहता हूं कि उर्दू को भी आगे बढ़ाना चाहिए।
जी,
आज आप जानते हैं उर्दू एक ऐसी लैंग्वेज है जिसको स्लोली एंड स्टडीली बैकवर्ड किया जा रहा है। आज हैदराबाद में उर्दू के कितने न्यूज़पेपर्स हैं, उर्दू के कितने रीडर्स हैं। मैं खुद भी उर्दू पढ़ता हूँ, मेरे बच्चे भी इंटरनेशनल स्कूल्स को जाते हैं, बट द मीडियम ऑफ सेकेंड लैंग्वेज वी हैव चूजन एज उर्दू। हम एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स डालते हैं कि अपने कल्चर को, अपने ट्रेडिशन को आज के माहौल में ना छोड़ें। और आंध्रा के नौजवान बच्चे उर्दू से बहुत दूर हैं, उनके पेरेंट्स उर्दू बात करते हैं, बस नौजवान नहीं बात करते हैं। उर्दू इज़ ऑल्सो योर लैंग्वेज,
ट्रू,
उर्दू इज़ योर ट्रेडिशन। ये लैंग्वेज को इतने सालों से बात किया जा रहा है और आज हम इसको कहते हैं कि तेलुगु इज़ मैंडेटरी फॉर एंटरिंग इनटू पॉलिटिक्स। तेलुगुलो మాట్లాడొచ్చా, తెలుగు రావాలి, తెలుగు కావాలి, तो दिस इज़ नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर मी।
మీరు చెప్పేది మీ ప్రజలకు అర్థమైతే సరిపోతుంది।
यस, आई विल स्पीक फ्रॉम माई हार्ट। मैं दिल से बात करूंगा और दिल तक पहुंचाऊंगा। मैं तेलुगु में बात कर सकता हूं, मैं तेलुगु समझता हूं, सीखा हूं। मैं लिटिल फ्लावर स्कूल से पढ़ा हूं,
जी,
मेरी सेकेंड लैंग्वेज तेलुगु थी और मैं तेलुगु में अच्छे खासे मार्क्स से पास भी हुआ करता था।
సాకిబ్ రసూల్ ఖాన్ సాబ్, మీరు 2 సార్లు 3 సార్లు జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారిని కలిశారు అని వినికిడి గతంలో కూడా, అండ్ అలాగే అటు టీడీపీ నుంచి కూడా మీకు పిలుపు వచ్చిందని కూడా మాకు తెలుసు, కానీ వైసీపీని ఎంచుకోవడానికి మీ కారణం ఏంటండి?
ద మెయిన్ రీజన్ అంటే జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి ఈజ్ ఎ మ్యాన్ హూ హ్యాస్ ఎ సాఫ్ట్ కార్నర్ అండ్ ఎ క్లియర్ విజన్ అబౌట్ minorities, BCs, SCs, STs, and all communities in general. Because this political line is very important, political vision is very important, and which we have seen and we have witnessed that this has come to Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy from his forefathers. The interest for developing minorities. What YSRCP Reddy sir has given to minorities is a remarkable gift which generations to come will remember. The 4% reservation. It is a remarkable thing. Thousands and thousands of students have got into higher education, technical education, medical education through that 4%. It has changed the lives of minorities. And that vision can be taken forward by doing more only by Jagan Mohan Reddy. So I'm more interested and inclined towards joining hands with Jagan Mohan Reddy for the development of Andhra.
You belong to one of the most elite families across the country, and also especially with reference to both the Telugu states. Nawabula Khandan midi. అటువంటిది రాజకీయ బరిలోకి దిగాక విమర్శలు ప్రతి విమర్శలు, there's a lot of criticism that happens, there's a lot of trolling that happens, and are you prepared to face all of this just because you believe in your conviction, sir?
No. I'll tell you about myself. My great-grandfather, Nawab Ahmed Bakhash Khan, Nagad, was conferred upon the title of Nawab as the hereditary distinction by the Viceroy General of India in 1895. We were pattedars of 95,000 acres of land from Hyderabad to Warangal. The present Raj Bhavan, what you see in Hyderabad, was my great-grandfather's house.
Oh.
The original name of Raj Bhavan, Hyderabad is Shah Manzil. So we are coming from a background where we are very clear. Criticism doesn't matter at all. For every good, there is a bad. Every night has a morning. It doesn't matter to me. My vision is very clear. I don't want to enter into politics only for the benefit of one particular community. मैं चाहता हूं कि मेरे साथ minorities के साथ SCs, STs, BCs हर कोई मेरे साथ भाई के जैसा चले, और मैं वादा करता हूं कि if given an opportunity मैं विजयवाड़ा वेस्ट नहीं बल्कि पूरे आंध्रा के हर वो कॉमन आदमी के लिए 24/7 अवेलेबल रहूँगा.
చాలా స్పష్టమైన ఒక సంకల్పంతో మీరు రాజకీయ బరిలోకి దిగుతున్నారు. మీకు మీ సొంత పార్టీలో కూడా కొంత ఆపోజిషన్ ఉంది, మీకు కొంత విరుద్ధంగా పనిచేసే శక్తులు ఉన్నాయని చెప్పి విశ్లేషకులు అంచనా వేస్తున్నారు. మీరు దాన్ని పట్టించుకుంటున్నారా లేదంటారా?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to me. People have their different opinions. Even there are many leaders in YSRCP who doesn't want me to come. I'm questioning them. Why? Why you don't want me to join politics? Why a person like me should not join politics? Today's scenario, अगर आप देखेंगे तो आज का scenario state में ऐसा है कि intellectuals, businessmen, doctors, engineers, lawyers, journalists, they don't want to enter into politics because it has been seen as a dirty game.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you are not having those guts to face the challenges, day-to-day challenges. And I'm sure once I enter, I will be taking along everybody with my side for their future and for the development of the state.
మైనారిటీల హక్కులకి మీరు చాలా ఆందోళన పడుతున్నారు. ఇప్పటికి కూడా ఇస్ ఇట్ ట్రూ దట్ 2 సంవత్సరాలకు ఒకసారి మీరు మైనారిటీ వర్గానికి ప్రాతినిధ్యం వహిస్తున్నారని చెప్పి సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది? ఇస్ దట్ రైట్?
That is correct. That is correct. That is very true. Actually, I wanted to talk about this also. आप बताइए मुझे, एक माइनॉरिटी इंस्टीट्यूशन चलाने के लिए
जी
आज आंध्र प्रदेश में the largest and the only minority institution available for minorities is NIMRA. I have started my journey in 1997. I came to Vijayawada in 1995. 1997 में मैंने पहला माइनॉरिटी एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन बनाया, वो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज था. फिर उसके बाद MBA बना, MCA बना, और मैंने 10 साल जिद्दोजहद किया है वहाँ पे टू मेक अ मेडिकल कॉलेज. आंध्रा बाइफरगेट होने के बाद 2014 में आप ये बोलिएगा मुझे कि आंध्रा से कितने लोग माइग्रेट होके हैदराबाद आए हैं और हैदराबाद से माइग्रेट होके कितने लोग आंध्रा गए. You cannot say a single name who is popular and who is established, who have come from Hyderabad to Andhra. हम गए because my father told me that if it is not you, it is nobody for the minorities in Andhra. तो हम 10 साल की मेहनत करे हैं वहाँ पे. 2016 में I have established a minority first medical college in the coastal region of Andhra with 150 intake. और 2023 में after Jagan Reddy's government gave me permission for the first dental college. There are 1,783 seats for minorities under Nimra Educational Society in Vijayawada in higher education. But the saddest part is, हमें हर 3 साल में 2 साल में प्रूफ करना पड़ता है कि हम माइनॉरिटी हैं.
जी.
ये रूल किसने बनाया? मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ. మీరు చెప్పండి, ఇది రూల్ ఎవరు ఫ్రేమ్ చేశారండి? మాకు ఎవ్రీ 2 ఇయర్స్లో మైనారిటీ స్టేటస్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ప్రజెంట్ చేయాలికి అవసరమా?
మీరు కాలేజ్ వర్గంగా ఇవ్వాల్సి ఉంటుంది, కాలేజ్గా మీరు ఇవ్వాల్సి ఉంటుంది.
ఎస్. మీరు చెప్పండి, ఇది రూల్ ఎవరు ఫ్రేమ్ చేశారండి? వై ఎ ముస్లిం షుడ్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ ఎ ముస్లిం మైనారిటీ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఎవ్రీ 2 ఇయర్స్? ఇది ఎవరు పెట్టారండి? ఇది స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి వచ్చారండి. ఇది స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్లో మన రిప్రజెంటేటివ్స్, మైనారిటీ రిప్రజెంటేటివ్స్ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? దాంట్లో ఏం లేదండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రిక్వైర్డ్. వై ఎ మైనారిటీ ఈజ్ ఆస్క్డ్ టు ప్రొడ్యూస్ ఎ మైనారిటీ స్టేటస్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఎవ్రీ 2 ఇయర్స్, ఎవ్రీ 3 ఇయర్స్? డూ యూ హ్యావ్ ద సేమ్ రూల్ ఫర్ ఎనీ అదర్ కమ్యూనిటీ దట్ దే హ్యావ్ టు ప్రూవ్ దెమ్సెల్ఫ్ దట్ వాట్ కమ్యూనిటీ దే బిలాంగ్ టు?
ప్రతిపాదనని అంటే ఈ రూల్ని సవాల్ చేసే వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా వచ్చారా గతంలో? హ్యాస్ ఇట్ బీన్ ఎవర్ క్వశ్చన్డ్?
We have questioned many times, but it has been unanswered. When somebody who is not bothered about removing the problems of the minorities, मैं समझता हूँ कि हमारे जैसे लोगों को ही सिस्टम में जाना पड़ेगा और सिस्टम को ईज करना पड़ेगा ताकि आने वाले जनरेशन्स को इसका फ़ायदा हो.
With due respect, there is a certain perception that existing minority leaders, they are not inclusive with other communities and they act in a manner that makes them look more divisive and sometimes even bordering on radical. So do you think that perception should change, sir, for India to become a truly secular nation that it was meant to be?
This is, if I have to answer this question, you are very true on the point that we need many more open-minded minorities to enter into politics to change the perception of the people as well. आज के ज़माने में minorities की जो condition है और minority elected leaders की जो condition है, हम जो expect करके अपने leaders को elect करते हैं उतना कुछ हमको satisfaction मिल नहीं रहा है. तो मैं चाहता हूँ as an individual, मैं चाहता हूं कि माइनॉरिटीज़ में एक रेवोल्यूशन आए और रेवोल्यूशन कैन कम ओनली थ्रू एजुकेशन.
जी.
तो हम चाहते थे कि एक रेवोल्यूशन आए, बट उसका वक्त हमें अब नज़र आता है. इस रेवोल्यूशन की तैयारी हम 30 साल से करते आए. नाउ आई थिंक इट इज़ द टाइम फॉर द पीपल ऑफ आंध्रा टू जॉइन हैंड्स and do something good for the community and for the coming generations as well.
Can you give me an example of somebody from the minority community fulfilling their potential according to your vision? For example, are you saying that if from a Muslim family we have an educated engineer who's also well settled, who's fending for his family and earning well and blending into, so how do you see the minority community being included on par with the rest of the country? What is your vision?
See, my vision is very clear. Now, as you have rightly questioned now, my community, as I told you earlier, financially, educationally, politically are very weak throughout the country.
Politically is the main.
Political is the main.
Yes.
Now the education, after education, after education, my community feels that there is no need of going into active politics. If I am around
Yes.
during the elections, I will vote for a candidate without knowing his history, his background, what has he done for the community, what are his visions. He will just cast a vote only by seeing a party. That should change. Young generation should vote wisely. Young generation vote देना चाहिए. Young generation vote उस कैंडिडेट को देना चाहिए जो जिसका एक विजन हो. तभी चेंज आ सकता है.
जी.
जब भी आएगा चेंज, उससे पहले आप यू कैन नॉट चेंज.
So that sense of stake and ownership in the polity of the country.
यस.
अभी जो हालात हैं, for the last 10 to 12 years we have seen a shift, so much so that today in the Telangana government
यस.
we don't have a single minority leader. In a Congress government that was supposed to be the true representative of minorities,
Yeah.
we don't have a minority leader, not a single MLA.
Yes.
What does that say about the Hinduization of parties across the country?
No, I will not blame the Hinduization of the parties. In this scenario, I will say that minorities are enemies of minorities.
जी.
It is the baddest and the saddest part. आप देखिए ఈ రోజు మేము పోటీ చేస్తారంటే 2 more minorities will come forward that మేము కూడా పోటీ చేస్తారంటే చేయండి. మీరు కలిస్తే చేయండి. మీ కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఉంటే చేయండి. మీ కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్స్ టు ద మైనారిటీ కమ్యూనిటీ ఉంటే చేయండి. Why will I stop them? It is the choice of the people.
Correct.
The bad part is minorities candidates who were contesting from Congress in Telangana, unfortunately our local regional party has again put a minority candidate against them, and the distribution of the vote, that is what been happening
Very true.
throughout the country, not only in the state of Andhra Pradesh but throughout the country. A minority is contesting against a minority when both of them knows
Right.
that one is a strong candidate who can win. The weakest candidate cuts a minimum number of votes so that the strongest candidate defeats. He gets the defeat and the third person comes forward. My intention is very clear. I wanted to join YSRCP and contest. I wanted to work for a minority. I wanted to get all the minorities. पूरे मुसलमान नहीं बल्कि पूरे minority community को one sided करना चाहता हूँ, because previous government में there was nil representation of the minorities for 4.5 years.
जी.
So we have no intentions and we have no doubt that this time also the minorities will be used and thrown by the opposition party who are claiming to come in power against YSRCP in 2024.
సాకిబ్ రసూల్ ఖాన్ సాబ్, మైనారిటీల అజెండా మీరు స్పష్టం చేశారు. మైనారిటీల కోసం ప్రాతినిధ్యం ఉండాలి, అలాగే వాళ్ళకి కూడా రాజ్యాధికారం రావడానికి తగిన ఒక నాయకత్వం కనిపించాలని చెప్పి. అది కాకుండా డెవలప్మెంట్ అజెండా అన్నది అక్రాస్ ద స్టేట్ అందరికీ వర్తిస్తుంది. హిందువులకు వర్తిస్తుంది, క్రిస్టియన్లకు వర్తిస్తుంది, అన్ని తెగల వాళ్ళకి వర్తిస్తుంది. వాళ్ళ కోసం మీరు తలపెట్టిన కార్యక్రమాలు లేకపోతే మీరు ఆలోచిస్తున్న విషయాలు ఏమిటి?
मैडम, हम चाहते हैं कि देखिए कोई एक इंडिविजुअल इफ आई कॉन्टेस्ट फ्रॉम वन पर्टिकुलर एरिया, आई एम नॉट सीकिंग, मैं सिर्फ एक माइनॉरिटी वोट से नहीं जीतूंगा, मैं ऑल कम्युनिटीज इन जनरल के वोट से जीतूंगा. एंड ए पॉलिटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव शुड नॉट tell himself that he is representing a particular community. It is my responsibility to make sure that the development happens in all the communities together. That is my agenda, madam.
జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు చాలా గొప్ప సంకల్పంతో ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం విద్యని, ఇంగ్లీష్ అందరికీ అందుబాటులో ఉండాలని ప్రవేశపెట్టారు. అండ్ ఈ నాడు నేడు స్కూల్స్ స్కీమ్ కింద ఏ విధంగా స్కూల్స్ మార్పిడి జరిగిందో చూసాం. పబ్లిక్ స్కూల్ సిస్టమ్ ఈస్ వెరీ కామన్ ఇన్ అదర్ కంట్రీస్, బట్ ఇన్ అవర్ కంట్రీస్ వీ ఫ్రౌన్ ఎట్ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్. But most of us send our children only to private institutions.
Yes.
What do you feel about this English medium education system, sir?
That is why the whole interview is in English.
Right.
That is why I am giving you the interview in English, because I want my generations to come to speak fluently in English. To come for people are hesitant. They know English, they cannot speak. They don't want to speak. I know Telugu, I don't want to speak Telugu. You know Urdu, you don't want to speak Urdu. Why is there language barriers? I appreciate the efforts of the state government who are giving a good encouragement for the English medium schools. We wanted to do more A person like me who is an educationalist, who knows the pulse of the people, who knows the pulse of the poor people, who knows the vision and the requirement of education in the poor families. I really appreciate the efforts of Chief Minister Vice Jagan Reddy garu.
And yet, countrywide, we are battling some very core issues like educational institutions and religious representation. Should students be allowed to dress the way they want in college, on college campuses? Should they be allowed to pray on the campus in the middle of the day? Should we have? So, when there are such core issues, sir, as an educationist, as a leader who also cares for the minority community, what is your truest clarity and conviction on this?
See, I am an education provider. I don't see my students as a Muslim or a Hindu students. They are the students of a college. And I think in a democratic country, we all have right to talk, to wear, and to practice their own religion.
True.
We should not be someone who is standing outside the gate and telling my students or a student of any college what to dress, where to dress, whether you're allowed to pray, whether you're not allowed to pray. I believe that you should be allowed to do whatever you want to do without hurting the sentiments of others.
Without hurting the sentiments of others.
Without hurting the sentiments of others. I see my students, somebody wants to go to Ayyappa Swami temple. My education institutions have uniform. But somebody wants to go to Ayyappa, I cannot stop him. That's his.
So you allow them to wear?
I do. Yes, I do. How can I stop him from not practicing his religion? He is a student. Let him practice his religion. Lakum dinakum waliyadeen. Quran says, your religion is with you and my religion is with me. So it doesn't matter. They should be allowed to practice their own religion without hurting the sentiments of others. It's okay for me.
చాలా సెన్సిటివ్ ఇష్యూ సార్, అందుకే అడక్క మానలేకపోయాను. బట్ కమింగ్ బ్యాక్ టు పాలిటిక్స్, చాలా కష్టమైన క్లిష్టమైన అందరూ ఒకవైపు వెళ్ళిపోయి జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారి పార్టీని, అంటే మీ పార్టీని ఎదిరించడానికి సంసిద్ధం అవుతున్నారు. జనసేన, టీడీపీ, ఇంకా అన్ని పార్టీలని, బీజేపీ అని కలుపుకుపోయే పనిలో ఉన్నారు. బీజేపీ చేరలేదు, కానీ రేపో మాపో ఏం జరుగుతుందో తెలియదు. వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ ట్రూయెస్ట్ ఒపీనియన్ ఆన్ దిస్, సార్?
Let there be hundreds of parties against each other. The truth will always win. And I think I'm standing with truth because the truth is YSRCP.
Do you see the opposition as a strong opposition, or do you see them giving you a tough fight in this election?
Not really. Not really. I'm sure that आज के ज़माने में जो दूसरी opposition जो आज बात कर रही है, and we are sure कि अगर ये ऑपोजिशन को आज माना जाएगा
जी,
तो पिछले 4.5 साल में 2014 से जब जो टीडीपी गवर्नमेंट में थी, उन्होंने माइनॉरिटीज़ के बारे में कभी नहीं सोचा
जी.
उन्होंने माइनॉरिटीज़ को कोई रिप्रेजेंटेशन नहीं दिया. उन्होंने बीजेपी के साथ हाथ सेपरेट होने के बाद सिर्फ 4 महीने या 5 महीने के लिए माइनॉरिटी को एक मिनिस्ट्री दी. मोहम्मद फारूक को मिनिस्ट्री दी थी लास्ट 4 months में, इफ यू रिमेंबर दैट.
Yes.
तो टाइमिंगली अलाइनमेंट टू द कम्युनिटी विल नॉट वर्क. ये टाइमिंग फॉर्मूला जो आपका जो है, आज टीडीपी कहती है कि हम माइनॉरिटी के लिए ये करना चाहते हैं. आपने क्या किया वो बताइए पहले. आपने क्या किया वो बताइए. आपके पास माइनॉरिटीज को देने के लिए कुछ था ही नहीं. आपका विजन वॉज वेरी क्लियर दैट यू वांटेड टू यूज द minority vote bank to come into politics and just leave them alone, because they were sure that don't have a minority political leader who can question them at that time ki what have you done. So I don't see them as an opposition at all.
Has the MIM failed in this regard?
You mean to say in Andhra?
Well, everywhere across wherever they have contested.
When it was a united Andhra, MIM made big claims that they rule from this corner to that corner in the state of Andhra Pradesh. But the saddest part is, after the bifurcation, we have been left alone in Andhra. So I will not say they have failed, but I will say, but we have been neglected.
So आज देश में अगर आपको बोलना पड़ा कि so and so is the truest representative of the minority community, can you name one person or one icon who has actually, who you feel has contributed to this cause into preserving the culture, the tradition, the language, and the way of living of the minority community?
As of today, very honestly, if I have to be honest to the core, I will say it was only YSRCP and Muhammad Ali Shabir, who was a minister in
Yes.
Mr. YSRCP's government. They were the true icons for the minorities.
जी.
They bought the 4% reservation. They encouraged the minority educational institutions. They bought the fees reimbursement. They have done a lot of things for the minorities, which minorities cannot forget at all. After that, I don't see anybody who is an icon for me, at least, in politics.
Before I ask you your family's association with Dr. Y.S. Rajశేఖర Reddy, I would love to ask you one more question about the perception about the minority community that is being propagated in the current day and age across the country. How can some of that change to a more broader, bringing out the true essence of what this community stands for, which is all about peace?
Yes.
So tell me, share a few things, sir, that you feel will uplift or bring out this kind of an image, the positive imagery that is required now.
If you are a true practicing Muslim, you will not talk about hate. You will only talk about love, peace, forgiveness. So my message to my community is, come forward, be religious, be kind, be soft, be polite, learn to forgive, learn to forget. You will be in peace. My community is, the main problem with my community is the aggression. We have been projected always as the bad community which is always engaging in fight,
Yes.
which is always engaging in other things. My father, when he was a politician in 80s,
Ji.
when he contested as a MLA, and he has served the state of the Hyderabad city for MLA as 2 terms in 80s. That is when he realized, when he went into the masses, that is when he realized that education is the only weapon which can move my community from this particular zone to a zone where they will start thinking about family. They start thinking about taking care of their own parents. So that is when the entire scenario will change. So we started educating people. So we wanted to give them a weapon of education. Rest, it is on them how to live.
I think from there, we have moved forward quite a bit.
Yes.
But now I think, as you're talking about political representation and having a stake in the state and policies is what is the next need of the hour, according to what you feel is.
Yes.
So cinema also continues to be a very big weapon, sir, in this some of this misrepresentation or in some of this image building that is happening. How do you see that affecting the times to come? Since you have a broader vision for the entire society and the nation, since you have so many plans for the country.
The cinema?
Yes, cinema itself has become we are seeing, we don't see many films where the minority community is shown in true light.
Yeah.
But we see a lot of cinema happening
Yes.
now,
Yes.
which is talking again about the aggression of the past, which is talking about some episodic incidents that have happened and being attributed to the entire community.
ये सिर्फ एक मुट्ठी भर लोगों का काम है.
जी.
सिनेमा का जो generally what I feel, I am away from all the cinemas and everything. I don't go to theaters and watch cinemas, but yes, ये कुछ मुट्ठी भर लोग हैं जो गवर्नमेंट के आला ऑफिसर्स को हैप्पी करने के लिए
जी.
they have been projecting the minorities into a wrong light. And unfortunately, there is nobody from the minority who can stand up and object to all these things. Why are we being projected in wrong light? What is the reality? We don't know the reality. So we have nothing to question them. Whatever comes on TV is taken as the right by the new generations nowadays.
And ironically, the top 3 stars of the country are 3 minority representatives, but unable to impact in a manner where, and again, this is again a reflection of what is happening countrywide. It is not to do with a person or.
If you see the entire discussion starts and ends on education.
Yes, again and again.
Cinema
Yes.
is a different line altogether.
Yes,
Education is different line altogether.
correct.
This is a combination. Cinema is just a part of entertainment, just a part of life. Education is the need of life.
Need of life, very true.
So I'm more inclined towards giving them the need of life rather than
than
making them part of life.
Part of
the
life.
cinema.
Well said, sir. Please tell us the association your family has had with Dr. YSR's family, and also your foray into politics and making
Yeah.
a difference.
My father had very close relationship with Dr. YSRCP Reddy sir, and when the Congress government came into power in Hyderabad and YSRCP Reddy sir took over as a chief minister, he is the first person. You know the culture of minorities is very orthodox. We are considered to be very
Correct.
orthodox kind of, we don't open up very fast.
True.
तो हमारे पास ये हो रहा था कि बच्चियों का जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है
जी.
लड़कियों के लिए स्पेशली, वहाँ पे लड़कियों को 10th क्लास के बाद पढ़ना रोक लिया जा रहा था, बिकॉज द पेरेंट्स वेर मोर इंक्लाइंड कि भाई उनकी शादी हो जाना चाहिए, नाउ इट इज़ टाइम, इनका अवसरम ले दूँ, दिस काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशंस वेर देयर. So my father gave a proposal to Dr. YSRCP Reddy sir that he wanted to start a medical college for women. And we have started first separate school from nursery, separate school education for boys and girls together. Then we have seen the change that the girls are coming forward for education because it is a separate timings for boys and girls and it's not a COVID. So looking at that, my father opened school for girls separately, junior college for girls separately, degree college for girls separately, MBA college for girls separately, MCA college, girls separately, pharmacy college separately, and then he decided to open a medical college separately, which was a shock to everybody that what is he talking about? But YSRCP Reddy sir understood that. And thanks to Shabir Ali Saab also at that time, he could convey the message very loud and clear to the Honorable Chief Minister YSRCP Reddy sir that time. He got the first Muslim minority women's medical college in Hyderabad under the name of Dr. Wizarat Rasool Khan Women's Medical College, which is first of its kind after independence in the country.
Phenomenal.
So that is where we were very clear
So
that this particular family is the true well-wishers of minorities, and ये family ही समझ सकती है मुसलमानों का दर्द, तो हमारा association with that family became stronger and stronger.
So your intention was to create an environment which encouraged more and more Muslim girls to come to college and get
Yes.
educated.
Yes. Educating a girl is educating a family. So we are more inclined towards educating a girl only. आज भी आप देखते हैं कि अगर हम मेडिकल कॉलेज में एडमिशन जब करते हैं, एक स्मॉल कंट्रीब्यूशन आपको मैं बताना चाहता हूँ. स्टेट ऑफ आंध्र प्रदेश के अंदर 4% रिजर्वेशंस को लेकर
जी.
टोटल कुछ 100 और 110 के बीच में माइनॉरिटीज़ को गवर्नमेंट एंड अदर इंस्टीट्यूशंस में एडमिशन मिलता है, whereas Nimra will give 150 minorities admission every year. So we are contributing more than the state government. There is no, अगर आप देखते हैं कि अगर माइनॉरिटी इंस्टीट्यूशंस को 4% रिजर्वेशन में डेंटल कॉलेज का अगर कहीं आता है तो 22 बच्चों को माइनॉरिटी को गवर्नमेंट डेंटल कॉलेजेस एंड अदर प्राइवेट डेंटल कॉलेजेस में 4% रिजर्वेशन की मिलता है, whereas I have given 100 admissions for minorities. So our contribution is more than the government. We wanted to do more for the community, and that is possible only through a fair government, visionary government, and a visionary chief minister like Jagan Reddy.
So it's actually not an easy journey you're embarking on. ప్రత్యక్ష రాజకీయాల్లోకి దిగడం అంటే అది చాలా, అందులో మరోసారి అంటున్నారు లెక్క పెట్టలేనన్ని ఎకరాల భూమికి భూస్వాములు అయ్యుండి బహుశా ఎన్ని కాలేజీలు ఉన్నాయో అడగడానికి కూడా సాహసించట్లేదు మీకు 2 తెలుగు రాష్ట్రాల్లో. అన్ని కాలేజీలకి అధిపతి అయ్యింది మీరు. విద్యావేత్తగా అన్ని రంగాలలో మీరు చాలా కంఫర్టబుల్ జోన్లో ఉండి ఇంకా ఏదో చేయాలనే ఒక తపనతోటి రాజకీయాల్లోకి రావడం అనేది చాలా హర్షణీయమైన పరిణామం. It's a very, very encouraging consequence. I mean, that we are seeing that more and more leaders like you, educated leaders who believe in preserving the true fabric of India, are coming forward, sir.
Thank you very much. I will tell you, our community, the speciality of हमारी community का ऐसा है कि आप चलो तो हम पीछे आएंगे.
जी.
मैं कहता हूँ कि one man, one step, and the history should be made. I will be the man who will put a step, and I am hoping कि मेरे बाद ये सिलसिला जारी रहे और काफ़ी नौजवान बच्चे एक्टिव पॉलिटिक्स में पार्टिसिपेट करें.
और आपके लीडरशिप में बहुत से लोग अहमियत क्या है, किस चीज़ों को अहमियत देना चाहिए, उन चीज़ों पे वो और तवज्जो दे के आगे बढ़ेंगे. हम ये
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
we hope for that.
I hope for that.
Because you have emphasized on education, you have emphasized true inclusivity with policy matters, you have emphasized what is actually the fabric of the Indian secular system that we have, where each one lives and practices his own way of life.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Sir, we wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
And we would like you to give us an opportunity to come to Vijayawada West.
Yes.
And see you along with the people.
Yes.
And also see how you interact with the people, so that
Yes.
we also get an idea about your
Yes.
skills with the people.
Inshallah, yes.
And అలాగే మీరు అందరితో కలుపుగోలుగా అందరినీ కలుపుకుపోతాను కూడా మాటిస్తున్నారు. మైనారిటీలు మాత్రమే కాదు.
మైనారిటీ కాదండి, ఇది తప్పండి. I cannot win the elections only by keeping
40,000
one party
పైచిలకు ఓట్లు ఉన్నాయి అంతే.
మాకు ఈ సైడ్ మనం మైనారిటీ ఉంటే ఈ సైడ్ మన ఎస్సీ ఎస్టీస్ బీసీ అందరు కలిపి, ఒక రిలీజన్ కాదు ఇది, అందరు కలిపి ఒకసారి మాకు సపోర్ట్ చేస్తే I will show the change. I will prove them that I am not the leader of minority. I am the leader of all.
I will be failing in my interview if I don't ask you the wonderful influence మీ తల్లి గారి పాత్ర మీ ప్రయాణంలో. आपके वालिदा साहिबा.
मेरी माँ का, हमारी पहचान हमारी माँ से.
जी.
शादान means happiness.
Yes.
And she has spread happiness in thousands of lives. मैं अल्लाह ताला से दुआ करता हूँ कि मेरे वालिदैन को, मेरे वालिद को जन्नत मगफिरत करे, मेरे वालदा को सेहत दे. हमारे सर पे उनका साया रहेगा तो हम ऐसे मिराकल्स करते रहेंगे इंशाल्लाह.
ఆమీన్.
जी.
సో చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు మీ అమూల్యమైన సమయంలో మాకు ఇవాళ iDream మీడియాకి మీ సమయాన్ని కేటాయించి చాలా క్లిష్టమైన సూటి ప్రశ్నలకి సూటిగా సమాధానం చెప్పినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.